Hi, my name is Lisa Ellis, and today I want to show you how to make Moorish Rose. This is an advanced weave. It's the nemesis of a lot of people, but I really think you can do it. I have to assume you understand aspect ratio, right, left leaning Mobius, have a few weaves under your belt, but you can do this. We're going to start with the first row, obviously. I'm going to probably have to break this video into 3 parts. Don't let that intimidate you. Each part is not as long as you would expect. Let me start. We're using 18 SWG 9/32 rings. This is probably the lower end of the workable aspect ratio for this weave, but I like the way it looks. It's nice and neat, a nice tight but flexible. All right, we're going to start out by making a 3-ring Mobius. The Mobius units in a Moorish Rose are generally 6-ring units. On the bottom edge, they're only 5. Well, the bottom and the top edge, they're only 5. And then when you're ending, you'll have partial Mobius units. The corner Mobius units only have 3 rings. So remember, they're right-leaning. We always want right-leaning. So check that and then put in your 3rd ring. This is the corner Mobius, so 3 rings. All right, this first row is not difficult. Okay, we're moving on to the next Mobius. Each Mobius is connected to its neighbor by 2 rings. So let me pull out 2 of those rings, and I'm just grabbing them. All right, this guy is leaning towards me. Come up through the bottom and go through those 2 rings like that. Okay, so those are the 2 points. 2 rings that's connecting the 2 Mobius units. So now I put in the 3rd one. Remember, we're using 5. Make sure it's leaning the right way. We want a rightward swirl. That's ring 4. Ring 5. All right, let's do that again one more time. Right now we've got 2 Mobius units interlocking. The next one is the next bright aluminum one will interlink with the blue one by 2 rings. So I grab 2 rings. Lean it towards me. Oh, look at that closure. All right. Lean it towards me. Come up through the bottom and through these 2 rings. And now we're just filling out the Mobius. Okay, rightward leaning, put in your 3rd ring. Rightward leaning, putting in your 4th ring. Rightward leaning, put in my 5th ring. And we're just going to keep doing this. Lean it towards me. Oops. 2. They're already connected. 2 rings. So now the 3rd. 4, 5. I'd like to note that I never generally pre-open my rings, but I did it for this video because I thought you wouldn't want to spend your time watching me open rings. But I think it's not as efficient, and I tend to get sloppy when I'm opening them when I'm doing that way. So here are my interlocking Mobies. Let me show you what it looks like all tapped out. See, 5 ring Mobies intersecting at 2 points. Let me show you how you can check your work. Here's one done in all bright aluminum. Give it a shake. Okay, if you look at it, let's focus. Come on. Let's try to come at it again. There we go. You'll notice that it's basically a 2-ring Mobius unit chain with orbitals. Don't think of it that way when you're constructing it, but when you're checking your work, you can see it's a 1-1-1 chain, but with 2-ring Mobi with orbitals. So that's a really good way to check. So that is the end of row 1. You can do it. Remember, end the row with just 3 rings. That's all we need. How long? If I'm making a bracelet, I make 20 Mobius units. That seems to be a really good length. Once you add the clasp, it's pretty comfortable for me. So that's the end of part 1, row 1. I'd like to say that if you have any questions, I have a shop on Etsy, and I'd be glad to hear from you. So, on to part 2.